What's good YouTube, I'm NVN, and in today's video I'll be going over how strong Zuko is in Avatar The Last Airbender. I will not be using his comic feats nor his speeds from Legend of Korra. This will strictly be Avatar The Last Airbender Seasons 1 through 3. The lost prince of the Fire Nation, Zuko, was banished and scarred by his father at the age of 13. He was sent on a futile quest to find the Avatar, whom of which was missing for 100 years. First thing I will be going over is Zuko's speed feats. I believe his two most notable speed feats were redirecting lightning from his father Ozai and saving Katara from Azula's lightning. In Season 3, Episode 11, The Day of Black Sun Part 2, The Eclipse, Zuko confronts Ozai and basically tells him he's going to lead the Fire Nation, train the Avatar, and help the Avatar bring down Ozai. With this in mind, Ozai decides that banishment is far too merciful a punishment even for his own family. At this point, he's ready to kill Zuko. Once the sun uncovers, he attempts to strike Zuko with his lightning, with the intention of killing him, but Zuko reacts and moves quick enough to redirect it. Ozai was caught off guard and thrown into the wall from the blast. Lightning travels at approximately 270,000 miles per hour. Assuming the lightning bending in the show is the same speed as actual lightning strikes, which isn't much of a stretch, considering Iroh redirected a literal lightning strike from the sky using the same method he taught Zuko, and there's no statement saying lightning bending is any different from natural lightning, Zuko can reach reaction and combat speeds equal to 270,000 miles per hour. This is over 1,000 times faster than the time it takes for an average human to react, which is 156 to 270 miles per hour. When Zuko and Katara went to face Azula, Zuko challenged her to an Agni Kai. He began to take the upper hand in the battle, so in a desperate attempt, a frustrated Azula fired lightning at Katara in order to draw Zuko in. Zuko was able to close the distance between him and Katara in order to catch and redirect the lightning. In order to do this, he had to be able to react to the lightning and move faster than it to close the gap and redirect it. This feat is his best speed feat in the series and proves him to be a lightning timer when it comes to speed. The next category I will be discussing is Zuko's combat skill with and without bending. Zuko, in my opinion, is the most skilled combatant without bending in the series. And yes, this is including Aang, Azula, Mai, Ty Lee, Chief Hakoda, Jet, and Master Piandao. The only other character who is more skilled in fighting with no bending is probably Suki. Even Fire Lord Ozai wouldn't dare challenge Zuko without his bending, and he's supposed to be the strongest character in the series aside from Aang. It is actually confirmed in the comics that Zuko was trained by Master Piandao when he was younger. In Book 1, Chapter 13, The Blue Spirit, we see Zuko put his best non-bending skill on display. He single-handedly snuck into a highly guarded Fire Nation camp to rescue Aang from Admiral Zhao so that Zuko himself could capture Aang. During this episode, Zuko beat 4 firebending soldiers with ease. He even had the precision and strength to cut Aang's steel chains off like butter. This is a small and subtle feat, but still impressive nonetheless. He took on a dozen or so armed soldiers without using any bending. He ended up escaping successfully with Aang's assistance only being hit one time by an arrow that caught him off guard. I feel Zuko's other most notable non-bending feats is his fight against Jet and his fight against the earth-bending soldiers. Book 2, Chapter 13, City of Walls and Secrets, Jet believes Zuko and his uncle Iroh are firebenders, so he confronts them at Iroh's tea shop. This starts an all-out sword fight between Jet and Zuko. Jet has years of self-training, can pretty easily beat any regular Fire Nation soldier, and has good agility as we see in his fight against Aang in the forest. Zuko effortlessly matches Jet in their fight and even seems to have the upper hand for a moment, just barely missing a kill shot. The fight ends in a draw, but Zuko would have came out victorious in my opinion if the fight dragged out any longer. Now remember, this is the same Jet that was working to die when he was helping Aang rescue Appa. Jet also got one shot by Long Feng during the episode, and if the roles were reversed, I don't see Zuko being one shot by Long Feng or any earthbender for that matter without his bending. That has more to do with their ability, but it's still something worth mentioning. Now to conclude this segment, in Book 2, Chapter 7, Zuko Alone, Zuko battles a group of soldiers of the Earth Kingdom. He casually defeats the non-bender ones, and then when it came to the leader, whom of which was a bender, Zuko held his own, chopping away small boulders being lobbed at him, but the soldier used the same move that Jet died to on Zuko. Only difference is this pissed Zuko off rather than kill him and cause Zuko to firebend. Now speaking of firebending, the next segment I will discuss is Zuko's combat skill with bending as well as his attack potency. Before I dive into the topic, I have a theory I want everyone to keep in mind throughout the video. I believe Zuko was nerfed the entire series up until the end of season 3. This is due to his mental, emotional, and spiritual imbalance. The imbalance Azula had at the end of the series that made her seem off, as Zuko described, is literally what Zuko was experiencing the whole show. I believe once he confronted his father, his destiny and mentality became clear. Once he learned the true meaning of firebending from the dragons and the Sun Warriors, he was spiritually strong. And once he went to talk to his uncle Iroh again before Sozin's comment, he became emotionally stable. Now at that point, I believe he unlocked his true potential and was officially stronger, if not equal to Azula. Don't get me wrong, all the training, fighting, and character development throughout the series made him a stronger, more skilled fighter, but I feel what I said definitely was a factor as well. Due to various amps and hacks given to characters throughout the series, it's kind of difficult to rank them amongst each other aside from Aang. So when it comes to firebenders, I believe Zuko is only inferior to Ozai and Iroh by the end of the series. Zuko ever since season 1 was showing his superiority to any firebender he came across aside from Iroh or Azula. He's been training since he was young and has a strong ambition, so this is no surprise. Aang and Azula are the only people who really have gotten the best of Zuko without him getting them back. I'd put Zuko's combat skill with bending somewhere in the top 10. Iroh, Ozai, Azula, Aang, Toph, and some of the White Lotus members are in that list as well. So I'll save that debate for another day. Now when it comes to Zuko's attack potency, I'm not really a crazy calculation guy, but I say Zuko roughly has large bending level AP in base and small block level AP with Sozin's common amp. Zuko's firebending in base was strong enough to defend against a direct blast from Combustion Man. This is probably his best base feat. Combustion Man was casually able to destroy these large earth pillar things when he was fighting Aang and could pretty easily destroy a building level structure. Zuko was also able to match Azula's firebending during the final Agni Kai. Keep in mind they are both amps, so this doesn't matter. Azula's flame was stated to be stronger than any flame from another firebender, and Zuko is able to match this. Also, their firebending pretty much covered the entire courtyard they were on, which is equivalent more or less to a mid-sized city block. Now the last segment I will go over is Zuko's durability. Zuko's best durability feat in my opinion is when pirates try to kill Zuko by exploding his ship. Zuko survived the blast with minor injuries. This puts his durability to at least building level. The rest of Zuko's durability feats are a bit fodder in comparison, but he can tank fire blasts from Azula. These same blasts can put holes in buildings and even fatally injure an off-guard Uncle Iroh. Zuko can tank hits from Katara's waterbending as well as earthbending attacks. Now I know Sozin's common amps up firebending, so it'll only be a speculation of me to say it amps up firebenders' other categories such as durability or speed. But if it does amp up these, then you can safely put Zuko's durability at large bending level amped and mid building level in base. I wanted to start dropping different types of content on my channel to make it more diverse. I chose this idea in particular because Avatar: The Last Airbender is my favorite American cartoon series and Zuko is my favorite in it. I'm also into the debate community amongst I can't fucking read. I'm also into the debate community amongst fictional characters. This took me a few hours to make, so I'd really appreciate a like and subscribe. Give me feedback in the comments about the video and let me know what stuff you guys want to see next.